Oh shit, man. Straight down to me and broke my elbow. I come down and I elbowed the side of the corner of that fucking car.
That's John.
I am the great John.
Dear God.
Okay. Throw me in the wall. Okay. Right there. Elbowed the hell out of it. Did you get Poe kicking me in the head?
Whoa. We didn't have no common sense. We didn't have the sense that God gave to a gnat.
Oh, fucking idiot. Told you it wouldn't work.
Oh, no, it got pretty good. There's my ribs.
You know what's fun? You know what's really, really fun? Jumping off a car on top of people. I mean, that's how we've always been. At least when we were kids, we were really violent towards each other for some reason.
Are you ready? Brad, are you getting this?
Yeah. Oh my God.
I don't know why we were like this. I really don't. It was just something to do, I guess.
He's fucking dead.
Oh God.
Come on. Give it to me, Daddy.
I want pre-thoughts.
Man, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Okay? This is gonna be awesome, I guess.
I think what I really loved, it wasn't so much writing, but it was more just storytelling in any context, especially in movies. Just being able to tell stories and come up with characters and just create worlds and relationships and everything. That's what I really wanted to do. But I mean, it's just growing up like and not having much. It really does like affect you in ways you would never know. I used to draw all the time. Like that was my outlet. No one took anything I wrote seriously because I was a crappy writer because I was like in, I don't know, 5th grade or 6th grade. Like, what are you gonna write back then? So that was like after I figured out that I'm probably not cut out to do art. I mean, I still do it and it's like something I enjoy, and like I'm not like, you don't have to be a professional at everything to say that you do it. But like I was like, I'm just not gonna like, I don't think this is gonna be a thing I'm gonna be able to do in any capacity moving forward.
When I first brought, you're still rolling? You rolling now? When I first brought the camcorder over, the day I got it.
My first like concrete like memory of it was like you showing up and say, hey, look at this. And I'm like, whoa, that looks cool. That looks way cooler than, because it first of all, it was like a lot more, it was like more compact than one I'd ever seen before. And like, I'd seen like everyone's like VHS camcorders, right? Like those things were unwieldy, huge things. He's like, look at this cool thing. It's digital. And I'm like, oh, sweet. And we were just like, let's go shoot something outside. We should make our own action Western movie. And there'll be like a little bit of story in it, but it was mostly like, you know, us doing like some cool Western shots and then just like filming us fighting and then like not realizing that, oh, it's gonna get dark. We gotta finish this today, we gotta get through this. So we like started filming stuff at night, and we looked at it later and it was just like, oh, this doesn't look great because it's dark. I met Ron at church, which sounds pretty lame, but it was actually kind of cool because he would go down there and terrorize everybody.
So I always said John's my oldest and best friend. I've known John pretty much as long as I've been alive. Excuse me, as long as he's been alive, because he's a couple years younger than me. And I met him in church because that's what you did. You went to church. You don't realize it until you kind of leave church and get out of religion, like how much certain communities use church to keep people connected. That's where you met everybody and hung out with everyone, was at church. I don't really enjoy the church, but I enjoyed the community that I built growing up.
I'm answering some questions about like we're doing this documentary about with this old footage we had growing up.
Is it conceited to make a documentary about ourselves and our friends?
It does feel weird talking about yourself. I understand, because I'm the same way.
Everything we do is a little bit narcissistic.
It's kind of like a memoir, but it's also not actually like literally a memoir.
I would so rather be so far removed from the story and just tell it about everyone else, but the fact that I'm involved in it,
I think it's interesting around this point in your life to sort of take stock, tell the story of who the person you were and the person you are now. And I think that has, for me personally, that's what I think this is. Okay. Fucking hurry. Ready? Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Stop, dumbass. I bet you kept going.
I met John Cresson was 5th grade on the bus for the first time. Apparently I took his seat. He didn't take kindly to it.
I was mad about it. I'm like, hey, you're in my seat. And he said, okay. And I was like, well, didn't back down.
And then we argued about it that day. And then that evening he just rode over to my house, knocked on the door and was like, what's for dinner? Been friends for 20 years since.
What's for dinner?
Spaghetti.
What'd your parents say?
Cool, you made a friend.
We're not like,
Love you, Mama.
You want to switch to a Ben close up?
yeah, get a big close up.
I met Ben through Ryan.
He showed up, I think we were playing like video games or something together maybe.
I've never seen a youth pastor get so mad at 4 o'clock in the morning.
He had a car, and that was important because I didn't.
Very artistic and just connected with everybody.
Do you know what's in Richmond, Virginia? What? Do you know what's in Richmond,
The
Virginia?
Capitol building.
Duke's Mayonnaise headquarters.
Why do you know that?
Shut up.
He was just personable, and you know, he just brought something else.
I'm about to get done.
I met Brad through John because they all went to school with John.
I met Brad was through John. Met him at John's house. We all stayed the night at his house one night, and then we were all friends from that point forward.
Action. Brad was on the bus one day and he had a book about wolves and we talked about wolves. And I guess we became friends after that. He said the wolves were cool and I'm like, oh, you're right, wolves are cool. And we just became fast friends.
I hadn't used. Fuck you, America.
Put like a little quick clip of that in the movie.
Opening scene for the porno movie.
Hey, I'm gonna fix it dry.
Okay, so I'm glad. Thank you all for coming and helping me out this morning.
There you go.
And I need to ask some questions for some people. First off,
Here we go, we got it.
I got a paint gun.
Sure, dude. Screw milk.
Got beer.
So we really watched like a lot of just horror movies and just like really enjoyed stuff like that. So we wanted to like make a sort of werewolf movie because like it wasn't really like, there wasn't a lot coming out. I think that like we wanted people to see what we were doing.
Action. Action.
How long you guys been in the area?
I love you, Tim. Cut.
That was the first step. Someone sees it, you know, maybe they're like, hey, that was pretty cool.
Were you recording?
Yeah. It was just like a gateway to maybe better things.
Which one of you is Dr. William Buckley?
I am. Line. Fuck me. Cut.
And it was our first production meeting. So we got this huge group together, all laid out of school. Go out there, lay out the crime scene. No yellow tape or anything, just sort of just like out there. The body on the side of the highway must have looked very convincing because a cop showed up pretty quickly. He pulls up and he's like, what are you guys doing? He's like, we're making and then Ryan turns and says, we're making a little movie. And then the guy's face immediately lights up and he's like, oh, cool.
You're on low tape.
I don't know, man. It just felt good. Like we were just like tearing through this stuff, you know? Like the audio sounded terrible, but we didn't really know that at the time.
Honestly, I don't know what the hell is going on around here, but I can damn sure tell you it's not those kids.
I was not adept enough to write a drama.
Hey, where's my script at?
I wasn't skilled enough to write a drama. But I knew, hey, put a guy in a werewolf mask and have him terrorize two guys out in the woods who are just trying to solve the murder of their brother.
It's funny.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that writes itself. It just did. Like, I was a 19-year-old from the middle of nowhere. Like, I'm not, even though I took a drama class, I had no idea about Into the Woods being a musical. So I was like, well, that'd be a cool title for a werewolf movie.
Action.
Yeah, like, A, I love the woods. I know where we have locations to woods. That's the best production value and the best backdrop because we just have so much access to it.
Ow, them sons of bitches stinging needles. Oh, motherfuck you. Ow. Ow. Ow, not as much as my damn hand hurts. Oh. God damn. Oh. Oh.
Lounging.
Really bad porno right there.
We shot a bunch of stuff with a werewolf, which was like a Halloween werewolf mask.
Could not see anything in that werewolf mask.
Run past me. I said past me!
I can't see nothing.
Oh, and the gloves. They looked really stupid, but in the low light, it kind of worked.
In all honesty, that is a project I don't remember a lot of.
It really just sort of lost steam. I don't really remember why in particular.
And it just kind of fizzled out. Like, it just was, there was no end to it. And it was always a thing of, we got to finish that. We're going to finish that.
Maybe we had bitten off too much than we could chew at the time, but like, I just kind of remember it also sort of died out and it was like, well, we're going to move on to the next thing.
Go.
In that time period, movie trailers took on their own different kind of, they just became like completely different from what trailers were in the past. Whereas like the trailer looks incredible, and a lot of times the trailer would always make the movie look better than it actually was. So we would just became infatuated with trailers because that became the new thing of like, oh man, I'm excited for this movie, and then you just watch the trailer over and over and over again.
I saw another trailer of Ghost Rider. Really different one?
I saw a bunch of crap trailers.
Some of the stuff.
When I seen Man of the Year, none of the trailers were good.
The helicopters. Here, try this one now.
Except for the one for Children of Men. That movie looks really good. I like Alfonso Cuarón.
And so we just started just pumping out fake trailers.
Go! Oh, dude, that was awesome! What the fuck are you doing? Filming Jordan Lawrence for his trailer. He's security.
Fight scene, barn door angle. Take one. Action. All right, do this take for real.
For real.
For real. All right.
Man, these powers, they were given to you for a fucking reason.
You can't curse in a trailer!
Yeah, like we wouldn't even know what the movie is about. Like it was just all based on like visually sumptuous shots. But we didn't have the budget to do visually sumptuous shots. So it was just garbage.
Most of the stuff we did there for the longest time, there was no like story that, or we'd make up the story in our head. There's a camera, we were all together, and it's like, let's go make something. And it'd just be an excuse to do the stupid shit that we would do.
This is extremely stupid.
Yep. Ready?
Let's face it, we weren't the brightest bunch. It's like, be cool, explosion, worst thing can happen.
Wait, hey! Yeah! Shh, everybody be quiet. Moment of truth. That didn't work.
Y'all wild.
Oh, shit!
Gas can soccer was pretty crazy, where we just lit a gas can on fire and kicking it around the field all over.
Dude, hey, kick it to me!
Why fire? It's the first invention, right? Keeps you warm in the cold times, makes explosions.
I don't know. I guess it made us feel like we it made you feel more, I guess. I mean, you just, you know, take a bucket of gas and throw it on a fire and whoosh.
Damn, son.
Fire's sweet.
Just, I guess, the imminent danger of it too. Knowing there's a chance you could get hurt. I was always a little bit of a danger junkie, and most of y'all were too.
It's not only cool to look at and isn't very expensive, it's also a place for people to gather. People are always having a good time around the fire. You can sit there, you can share stories with each other, you can meet new people. Fire is amazing. It was our own little center of community, and own little center of our own little special place we could all come to. And it was, I mean, people need that.
Well, I stayed away from the fire.
What was that?
I stayed away from the fire. I didn't get kicked the flaming soccer ball like you guys did.
Matt, you loser!
So someone's gonna get burnt.
My mom loved my friends, but thought we were the dumbest human beings.
I didn't like it when you guys played with fire because I thought that kids could get really hurt.
I don't know, we just think it's fun. It was cheap, like $1 spray paint can. You had homemade fireworks.
What brand was it?
Give it a second. My dad's gonna call me.
He's calling. He's calling. He just yelled.
Did he yell?
He just came out on the porch.
Yeah, see?
He's coming down to shoot you now.
What was he throwing in the fire that time?
Spray paint can.
Spray paint can that blowed up on you.
Giant fireball just engulfs them. All you see is his shoes.
Yeah, I thought they was stuff that was too dangerous, and I thought that pulling that bathtub up and down the highway was too dangerous, but when I wasn't there, I couldn't stop it.
Oh, fuck. I think Fro's dead.
My bad. Yeah, I said stop.
Yeah, I did think you was doing stupid stuff, especially when you started with the blood, you started with axes and knives and some of that stuff that I thought, well, eventually one of you is just going to end up killing each other. You're going to stab somebody for real, not meaning to, and then there you want to be, one of you is going to be in prison the rest of your life for killing somebody. So, you know, yeah, so there's a lot of times I thought it was crazy.
Two, three.
God, 2 minutes left.
God, damn. But that's just part of growing up. I mean, that's life's lesson there. You just learn, you learn from your bad experiences. I hope you learn, but.
You always seem to manage to survive, so.
So, like, I always grew up around camcorders.
Hey, Ryan.
Like, I'd always had an interest in some capacity in cameras. When I was a teenager, I would go and get the camera and just film stuff. My cousin and I constantly shooting stuff, and like we just loved to shoot footage and then go back and rewatch it. And there was never like a burgeoning, oh, I'm gonna be a filmmaker. I like playing with this camera because it's fun.
Put it up, Ryan, please. I give you that camera because I thought you would enjoy it, making films and making movies.
Gotta fix this, hold on. There we go. Steadicam test 1.
Seems like you had enjoyed that for a while in your lifetime, especially after you took drama in high school.
I took drama because a friend of mine took drama. I never put much effort into anything because I was just so aimless. At one point there was this, you go off and make a project, you pair off, you get in a group. Luckily, me and my friend got paired off in our group. Hey, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi. You old hound dog, you. I'm just glad a dog showed up. That's the best part of the day. What was I talking about? He and I worked on this project, and it was picking certain aspects of theater and history and things like that. And I thought, holy shit, let's make a fucking movie and we'll cover silent movies. Like, that would be awesome. It just became this like notion of man, like, wouldn't that be fun to do? Wouldn't this be a good career to have? Like, yeah, you see people make movies, you have no idea you get to them, and it's like, well, we just made a movie. And then it kind of was like, click. In that moment, it was just too perfect.
Go!
Way to throw him against the RV, Jordan.
I thought y'all made some pretty hilarious stuff. It was just fun watching y'all do that shit. I can cuss, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, that's a burial.
You can show your friends. You show your mom.
What about being a part of it?
I just wanted to be around all the older people, but I knew I was gonna get the shit kicked out of me the whole time. But it was fair trade. It was worth it. It was fun.
Oh, I missed that, Jake. Do it again.
Holy shit, I would've killed him.
He's really not hot.
Oh.
Japan! Wait, the water rush. You okay? No. Get up.
As long as there was a camera there was no bad idea. I always wanted to be a pro wrestler since I was very little. I've just always enjoyed it since as far back as I can remember. It's always been one of my favorite things.
2, 3.
And I was like, I want to be that. I wanted to make people feel the way they made me feel. I'd really hated the bad guys. I really loved the good guys. Like I wanted to put them on that emotional roller coaster. I went to college for a couple of years to get a sports degree. It just didn't work out. And yeah, that was probably my biggest goal. Loved wrestling.
Hey Jordan, if you try not to bust my nose, I'll stand there unless you spear me.
Go.
Ready? No?
Yeah.
Tell me
Go.
Do it.
Oh shit!
I wanted to be a teacher. I think that's what I wanted to do. I mean, writer, obviously. That was the two big goals. It was like, if I fail at this, I'll do this type situation.
I always really loved movies too, but I never even given a thought to making them. Your sort of enthusiasm pushed me to like get into things like photography and stuff. Because I asked Mom for a camera for Christmas, like a digital camera, so I could go around and take pictures while we were all hanging out and stuff. I did that for years.
I did some stuff with a journalism class, trying to learn how to make stuff look good and, all kinds of stuff like that. I think one really, important thing that we all sort of had in common, pretty much everyone, all of us loved movies. And we were all it was such a weird group of people. Everyone was from so many different walks of life.
Yeah, I was really shy, to my detriment, growing up.
Coming from us first, wearing blue and black, he is Matt, the Predator Buckner!
I loved it. We didn't get mauled by a bear, which was always a plus.
Surprising. Was that a real fear that bears would show up in the woods?
I'm terrified of bears. Have you seen bears? They're huge.
But he was just they were all just so cool and chill, and just like everyone that was in that community, it was no one really turned their noses up at anyone.
Everybody just saw this as this is super fun.
It was a way to get us out of the house. We were working on something. We had something to show for at the end of the day.
It could have been a very boring and monotonous life where we grew up.
Within 2 to 3 months, we had a massive group of people that just loved the fact that there was a camera and we could do stuff with it. You move the community from the church into a community around the video camera.
I couldn't imagine what it'd be like growing up without a community support, friends.
That's a fucking tricked out deck right there.
I didn't know if it'd ever be anything big or anything, but something. I was just enjoying the time hanging out with all my friends.
We thought you'd make it big one day and go to Hollywood.
Was that a hope? Were you hoping I would?
Yeah, I was hoping you would. I wanted to see Hollywood. I wanted to see California.
When we had that camera, did you ever think anything was going to come out of it?
Yes, I did. Because I can remember when you was putting firecrackers on your chest. I mean, I thought that's dedication.
That's stupid.
So I did.
My dad was he like worked in like building stone. He like did mining and like just like he would do odd jobs for people. Like he would like if he needed like a like a big like he had like a ditch line with a big like boulder in it, he could get rid of the boulder for you. He could like either remove it or blow it up or something.
And that's the only thing I've ever done.
You know, you worked a certain way all your life.
Speak up.
What did you want to do when you were a kid?
Well, when I was growing up as a kid, you wanted to make your parents proud and earn a living and go from there.
When I was a kid, I don't remember a lot of my childhood. I was a race car fan and a wrestling fan. Me and my grandpa watched wrestling every Saturday morning. So
You say that, and yet wouldn't let me watch wrestling as a kid. When I told you in high school I wanted to be a race car driver, you said, you have no idea how to do that. Who's going to teach you how to do that?
Well,
seems like we have a lot in common there, and you wouldn't let me.
Well, because I never got to fulfill none of that myself, and I didn't have nobody to back me doing that, so I didn't get to.
Well, I didn't get to either.
No, I guess you're kind of like that. You was like me. We couldn't afford it.
The American dream when I was growing up was to have a nice car and a nice house and a good job that you could depend on. And back then we had the knitting mills, the furniture factories. The mines was big. You know, Daddy worked in the knitting mill, Mama worked in the blue jean factory. I didn't want to do that. I guess I just really didn't know what I wanted to do.
Do you feel maybe the area kind of makes you grow up a little bit faster, a little bit quicker?
No, not necessarily. I had a really good childhood. I can't complain. A lovely neighborhood and a nice home and had good loving parents that worked hard. And so I can't say that the area made it any tougher. Now, after my father passed away, it got a lot harder. But most of my growing up years, we had a pretty nice middle class upbringing. I was 15 when he passed away. Massive heart attack.
Did you have to kind of pick up any family roles, any sort of more responsibility?
Oh, yeah. Taking care of my sister. Him and my mother were like a team. They would, switch the kids off and things like that as far as working. And then after he passed away and my mother went back to work, then I would have to take care of my sister and had her with me most of the time.
Not have it as good as others, but we had it better than others. Well, it's still the same today, but everybody then lived from paycheck to paycheck, There wasn't no such thing as blue collar, white collar, all that. Everybody worked and tried to survive.
I didn't have no kind of dream that I wanted to be something special or whatever. I had a dream of, I guess, making my parents proud.
So you didn't really have like a creative urge inside you? Not to do something that was artistic or expression, or you just didn't have that in you?
I didn't have that in me. Mom and Daddy didn't let me. I didn't play sports. I didn't do piano because Mama said I couldn't read the notes. Tried out for cheerleading several times, didn't make it. So, no, really, I didn't have it. Didn't have it. Over the years, you get tired of trying, and so you just settle. So that's what I've done.
If you felt there was like a creative streak in you, were like, well, I want to be expressive, I want to be heard.
Music. I played trumpet and French horn. I also played bass for a little while and thought maybe that might be an alley to something else at some point. But then I got older and got interested in other things, you know. Got out of school and had to go to work and do all that kind of stuff, and kind of lost my love for music and playing instruments and things.
But as far as being creative, I don't know if I ever created anything. Well, created you and Casey, but there was in on it, part of it. But as far as being creative, I don't think I had no desire. I'd love to have played baseball. When I was growing up, there wasn't no such thing as baseball here. And then Little League started but I was already up. But I'd love to have played organized baseball.
Back in my day, there was roller skating rings, there was bowling alleys.
There ain't a ton to do for kids, more or less. Used to be a skate park. That was pretty fun.
There was all kinds of stuff for young people to do. And then, I don't know when it happened, I don't know what year it was, but all of a sudden, because they advertised all these other different states, non-industrial living, just pure mountain living. These people sort of took control of the politics and stuff. That was basically the end of Yancey and Mitchell County.
I'd say gentrification has kind of played a little bit of the role.
I mean, you know, we had all this natural stuff that people tries to change nowadays.
Swimming in the rivers, we used to go up to a place until a hunting and fishing camp bought it out, and now nobody's allowed to go up there.
These people, well, they get moved up here, and the first thing they start, we didn't like doing this, this, and this, and this. That's what they had left. So why try to change us?
And it changed the whole dynamics of what the culture was like around here.
There was a lot more opportunity to live and survive here then than what Jim's growed up into.
The thing that people need to understand about this is that it's not a personal failing. It's a really rough place to live because there's not a whole lot of avenues to like advance yourself. Like there's not a whole lot of ways to like have the sort of life your parents had, or your parents' parents had, or whatever you want to call that American dream or whatever. It's kind of hard to get.
Well, there's a lot of art in this area.
There were places around where you could quote unquote be expressive, be creative.
There's a glass blowing place up the road from where I grew up in Penland. There's an art school.
There was like endless craft places, but like that was not a world for us, would you say?
No, not at all.
Yeah, those are skilled people.
Yeah.
We're more like breaking glass.
Yeah. A lot of it, I was thinking, is like none of us would have ever been able to afford to go there.
Also, totally different type of craft.
But like, yeah, like there is no like media school, or there is no media class or program around there. Why was media never included in that? You know, why was that never like given an opportunity to flourish right alongside that stuff?
I don't think people think any of that is art. They don't really consider it the same as like a painting or a piece of functional art. They're just like, this is just bullshit.
No, there's not a big like great film community here. You ain't going to be like, I'm going to be the next great director and check this out, because who's going to distribute unless you did it yourself?
At the time, there were a lot of people that were like going on the internet and just posting stuff, and they would just like randomly just like blow up or whatever, you know, like it was just happening all the time.
The more growth and how ubiquitous internet culture became as we were growing up, it was a way to express ourselves to the wider world potentially.
And like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, of course we thought we could do something with this. And even if we didn't, we were learning a lot of things together and how to do stuff, and, you know, skills that people might actually want, you know, would actually be useful to have.
Look at that thing. Make it move, Candace.
Hey, nerds, you know what Contra Zoom is? It's that.
You know, we figured out sort of how this works, so we're really going to like try to get this to work this time.
We kind of had an idea, and we worked on this script, and we took it to like my old drama class. We had students read it to workshop it, and we got really serious about it. And so I was working freelance videography for a guy doing like music lessons, live performances, music concerts, and things like this locally. And he kind of wanted to help, so he put up like $500 of his own money. We had like a legit budget. So we bought all the props we needed. Like, this money fed the crew for at least like the first week or so. We've got all the tapes we need for the camera. That was a big thing too, is like most of the stuff we would shoot it and then we just have to record over it because we couldn't always afford new tapes.
John, do me another favor. Run there and switch tapes out. Just tape in my camera bag.
How much tape off we got left?
We got 39 minutes.
Okay, that's battery life. Okay,
oh, never mind. We got like.
Okay, we gotta go.
Straddling Mind is a sad kid that feels like he doesn't have like his confidence. He makes like a character in his own head of who he wants to be, and throughout the movie, that character's starting to slip through and take over. It's almost like his imaginary friend, everything he thought was cool and he wanted to be.
This one was way more ambitious because now we're working in like special effects shots and stuff.
Has the greatest production of like CGI, the terrible cut and paste, like choppily coming onto the screen because he's having delusions.
We had never even tried anything like that beyond like the sort of like, you know, fake blood here and there. We were gonna have these super involved special effects shots where it's like, okay, we're gonna like have like cords attack you, like, you know, like wrap around your neck. And it was like, how are we gonna do that? It's like, well, film it in reverse, it'll work.
The community seemed to kind of embrace it. People would just let us use their houses or whatever as long as we asked. It was filmed at my old middle school math teacher's house.
Yeah, and you know what and they'll take you to county for
you guys believe in Jesus?
And you know what they do in county? Make you toss the salad. Yes, I do believe in Jesus.
I think they're getting really serious about it, and they're making this movie and they're going to put it into a festival. And within our group channels, more and more kids started to, I would definitely not say they took us seriously.
Do it again! Do it again! Woo! Get on it. Get on it.
I would say that they were like, well, I kind of want to go see how this turns out.
Just your eyes, because that's all I'm looking at. Scared, kind of creeped. They're not coming from your head, man. Look down where they would be coming.
People were getting everyone was getting really tired.
Fuck that fucking thing.
We were all kind of burnt out from the movie because it had, for once, not just been us filming something that was fun.
Then just like, I don't know, about a month into filming, I was just like, gosh, it was getting old.
No one is happy at this point.
Come on, man! All right, sound, speed,
How do I say?
and rolling. Cut. And action.
Action!
Action, Johns! Action!
Yeah, that's what action means.
If you want to direct this project, then you might as well get on it, because I quit. If you want to make it do it your way, all about you, I swear to God.
A lot of stress. A lot of people were like butting heads all the time.
Come on, man, stop! Things are falling apart. Actors are being replaced. Roles are being cut down. Locations are being reshot and reused. I almost went blind in my eye at one point. I got an infection at a contact, and yeah.
We were working with people we didn't know. That was the big thing.
We had it planned out in our heads, and when things just stopped going to plan, nobody knew how to bring it back to, nobody knew how to improvise at that point.
John's phone conversation with Caroline, take 1. Just roll over and turn on the light. And pick up the phone and say your lines.
Okie dokie.
Action.
Ready?
Yeah, action. How long was I in a coma? What? What? Oh. Cut. Take it from the top.
A lot of times we were shooting stuff after everyone was getting off of work or school. Everyone was already basically just like taxed. So we're doing all this stuff at my apartment late at night. And just like, Mom's not like, Mom would ruin a take accidentally.
Take 2 and action. That's your mom.
Probably. Or busy.
Cut.
Mom really thought it was really neat. I always tried to show her the kind of the stuff we were doing. She didn't think it was so neat we were like keeping her up at night, you know, filming stuff in the apartment. A little less enthusiastic about it then, but ultimately I think she was on board. But you know, sometimes like, I gotta sleep, leave me alone. She used to like work in like factories and stuff. She worked in like a thread plant and worked in like a couple of places. But besides that, after that, she basically just worked like whatever job she could get. She went to school for like, she wanted to like be a nurse, but like she got like halfway through it and like got some of the programs done. But like it became pretty obvious that like no one's gonna hire her because she had like a felony. Honestly, I don't remember much about it because I was really young, but like she was just like broke. And she just like took some money, like it was like $20, I think, from like her register, wherever she was working. It's like a pizza place or some shit. She just took the money to buy some food and stuff, and like they fucking arrested her and put her in jail. She just got picked up in the middle of the night and we just got sent to my grandfather's house. Pretty wild. I don't think a lot of kids that young have to deal with that. Hanging out at your house and then like all of a sudden the cops are dragging your mom away and you're just like, okay, well, guess I'm gonna go stay with grandfather now. It's fucking scary. And it was for basically nothing. Took like $20 from a register and brought it back the next day. Kind of colored my opinions on a lot of things, I think.
Come on up.
Is this it?
So it was going pretty well, and then it kind of hit a snag in the middle.
And then at a certain point, we just stopped. John went on vacation. I was still nursing my eye. There's about 2 weeks that goes by. We're disappointing people because they're securing locations, and we're just deciding at the last minute, like we couldn't get somebody, or we don't feel like filming, or we show up late. We're just being very irresponsible with the whole process.
Whoa!
We're considered where we're at in the heart of the Appalachian.
It's wild. It's sort of untamed.
Exuberant, promising, ambitious. Who's exuberant, promising, and ambitious? Man, we live in Mitchell County. There's no one.
Well, there's people here. We're just not friends with them.
Well, there's no experience with the world growing up where we grew up. We're all just moonshining, and everybody's pregnant as a teenager, and everybody's poor and lazy. That's not the case.
So you feel there's a stereotype that people think of?
Well, yeah, because I never fit in with any of those people. I never had like the big truck. I never was running around with like a rebel flag or anything or any of that stuff.
Coming to terms with that when you fought so much against it and hated it and despised it and wanted to be rid of it.
As far as I know, we're still hillbillies and always be hillbillies.
And this whole Southern thing, beyond like the way I sounded or just I guess the way I was raised and like having manners and all that stuff, like I just didn't really get it until like people started assuming things, about you.
I think that a lot of times we get perceived as dumb or ignorant, stereotypical hillbilly on the porch, lazy, good for nothing.
I felt like I've been looked down on before. The way I dressed or talked, hell, even daily. It happens. It is what it is. Got to have thick skin to live around here.
You got to deal with what you got to deal with.
Everybody's go-to accent for a dumb person is a Southern accent.
I never thought I sounded a certain way until I went to college and everyone started commenting on it, and I'm like, oh, I guess I am different.
I don't care anymore. I don't owe someone my accent. It doesn't make me dumb. People's gonna be ignorant and stupid everywhere. The South doesn't have a monopoly on that.
I'm in a class with a lot of classy people.
We had good neighbors. You had family.
The people in this area that was actually growed up here, they really do. They want everybody to get along.
Just be good to people. Hell, it doesn't cost anything to be good.
I mean, like, I don't think anyone should feel a lot of shame from like based on where they're from or how they talk or whatever, I think it's kind of shitty to feel bad about stuff like that.
No matter who you are, coming from an area like this, never let it dictate or determine how you present yourself or how you feel about yourself.
I'm pretty dang proud of where I come from, where I live, and what I've done.
Tell him, Paul.
If you want to get in trouble, let me tell you how to do it. Just buy your guitar, and then you're into it. You'll pick it all day, and you'll pick it all night. Family say, hell, son, you'll never learn to pick it just right. Well, the book says it was easy as ABCs, but oh, my fingers, they're killing me. Son, I can't get it.
My grandfather was in this bluegrass band when he was really younger, so he had this like creative outlet.
I guess when they growed up, everybody played music somewhere.
I guess I was about 14 years old when my brother Joey and Jeff Hughes, our cousin, we went by the name of Carolina Trio. We'd play around here and we'd go to people's houses and play for picnics and stuff.
Where did he get a guitar?
Joey bought one, a little bitty, what was that thing? A little bitty K. He bought it from for $8. I'd slip it out. They didn't allow me to have it. And I'd slip it out and go out and sit in the back seat of Daddy had an old 34 Plymouth car. And I'd slip it out and get in the back seat of that car and sit back there and play.
Did you just teach yourself?
Yeah, I never did have no teacher. We played at the Carolina Theater every Saturday night, and the guy that run it, he'd say, well, we'll figure up how much money we've made and we'll split it up with you boys. but he never did split it up with nobody. When they built that, and they wasn't another theater in Mitchell or Avery or Yancey County. They showed movies through the week and Saturday morning. Then they had the barn dance on Saturday night.
And you go there and watch movies?
Yeah. Cost 9 cents to watch a movie. You could take a quarter and go to a movie and buy you a box of popcorn or a bar of candy. That was the only day I ever skipped school in my life. We skipped school and went and seen the 5 Sullivan Brothers. But we slipped out and went and seen the movie, and when we come out of the movie and started the house, the first person I seen, guess who it was? My daddy. That old theater's still standing. My first guitar I ever owned was, I bought it in Yokosuka, Japan. A Yamaha 180. That was during the Korean conflict. Everything was getting pretty hot, and a friend of mine, we was walking up the street, and there was a sign that said, "Uncle Sam needs you." And he's pointed to the sailors. I said, "If you wasn't so tall, you'd look good in that uniform." He said, "I'm just 1 inch taller than you are." That was on a Friday. And the next Monday, we left for San Diego, California to go to boot camp. And it was a good guitar. And I told Mama to send me a set of new Gibson strings, and I'd put them on it. I did. But on that Destroyer, it was so damp. About a month or two later, I got it down, and it was all out of tune and everything, and the neck had warped on it, and I hauled back, and I deep sixed her. That's what they call throw it overboard. You've never had a broken heart to haunt you. You've never had a woman. Toe River Valley Boys, I played with them 26 years. That's later I got out of the Navy.
The honey waterfall break your heart. They died because they couldn't live apart.
We had our own recording studio over at Ledger, North Carolina. And, but we're all gone now but me. I'm the only one that's left.
Run away, and they stopped the rescue for a break.
But we had some good times.
My grandmother's always been very creative. Like she's a quilter. She makes tons of quilts. Is constantly making all these different quilts.
It's sweet to be remembered on a bright rainy day. It's sweet to be remembered when you're far away. It's sweet to be remembered.
There was always this bigger thing that I feel that was in that generation of like people who are just listening to themselves, as opposed to like when we sit down and do all these interviews with their parents, like, you know, they wanted to have children and just do right by their children.
I grew up in the 60s. The 50s was a time of prosperity.
Yeah, post-war boom.
The 50s was. If you wanted something, you had to work for it, and you had to earn the money for it. Mama and Daddy couldn't come in and save you.
These things have like deeper reasons for why they, you know, are the way they are. Like, I mean, like back then you were expected to be a little more self-reliant. You were expected to be able to know how to quilt and raise your own food and all that stuff.
If we didn't grow a garden, we didn't survive. Yeah. We had to can, and I mean, we raised hogs and stuff like that, but it was just a different time.
I remember you and Mom played music. Did you not want to play music?
Did you like doing
Not
that?
really. That was just a side thing, but that was your mama's. She wanted to sing and stuff, and she was good at it.
You may think you're mighty wild. Mom really liked to do music and liked to write too. I think I got some of that from her, and her mom was also a quilter. Like mom and her mom would make them, and I still have the last two they made me. I still have that I'll always use. I'll have to patch one of them up. It's so old. They're awesome keepsakes. Very wonderful things to have.
People survive. They do what they gotta do.
So you had a big rock hit you in the head.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Well,
there was a 16-pound rock that looked just like an Indian arrowhead.
Tell us about what you was doing with the track hoe.
I dropped a rock to break it, to make it small enough for the people that processes the rock to work on. And when I dropped it, I seen this coming toward me. And so I turned my head and lifted my hand up, and it actually cut the end of my finger off.
It cut me from the top of my ear all the way down my jawline, come out inside my mouth.
I used to enjoy my work. It never was a job, it was always work. You could find a job anywhere, but working was a different thing with me. But I enjoyed, that was my biggest thing, was to enjoy what I was doing. And I enjoyed driving a truck, and then it just got to the point where...
Oh, for my first job, me and Mama we decided we was going to get a job, and I was a senior in high school. I was 15, I had to go and have a work permit to even start working the job. And so we worked second shift. I'd come in at 12 o'clock at night, sleep a little bit, be in the school by 8 o'clock. I'd done that for several years, and then I went to Baxter's in '84. Well, your dad got hurt in an accident, so I had to quit, be the nurse and do all that.
Getting in too big a hurry and not paying attention. We helped each other all the time, and was always in a hurry to get unloaded. We'd get back, get that next load. And that revolves around money.
Being a single mom, you work really hard, and there is a lot of stress.
What kind of cancer did you have?
I had appendiceal cancer. I think I may have gotten it because of job exposure to radiation from x-rays. I think that might have contributed to my cancer.
What was that job?
It was working in a nursing home, delivering patients to their doctor's appointments, hold them, or position them while the doctor was taking x-rays.
Just that one bad move and miscommunication and not knowing where each other was at. And it happened.
He thought he had saw your dad come out of the office, and he pulled out. So when your dad heard him release the brakes, he realized he was still under there and and it was another guy that had come out of the office.
When he pulled out, I hadn't got clear of the trailer wheels yet.
So he was still under there. So he pulled around and got your daddy in between the wheels and dragged him about 25 feet. So he didn't know if he was going to live or die.
The trailer tandems was here. One set of wheels was here, and one was here, and I was right in front of this set, scooting, and they had me pinned right in here, just wedged in front, and the tire was sliding. See, if it'd run over me, it'd kill me.
He said that it looked like somebody had slaughtered a pig because there was blood all over the walls and the bed, and and stuff, but it wasn't that big a deal. I mean, it hurt and stuff because when you get hurt like that, the first, I don't know, hour or so, you sort of get numb and you don't feel it. But after 12 hours, all the feeling comes back, and they had to sew me up without numbing it, and man, that hurt really bad. I mean, it was bad.
It was a job I semi-chose, I guess. You know, it was a pretty good job for the area and paid pretty well for a woman. I didn't realize I would be exposed to that much radiation when I started the job. And, you know, they would put the lead vest on me sometimes. Sometimes they wouldn't. So I think that might have contributed to the cancer.
It's just one of them things, you know, you get in just let your guard down.
You was 4 months old, and so we stayed in Chattanooga for 2.5 months. I come home on the weekends to see you. I'd go back and stay a week with him at a time, and then come back and see you. Yeah, that changed the whole world of everything for us in general.
But it was a pretty traumatizing thing, I guess you'd say.
I seeing Dad work from daylight to dark. Just knew at a really young age that's what you had to do, especially in this area.
Seeing how people made it, like hearing about other filmmakers, they made these films, they got discovered at a festival, and that became like, well, that's how you do it. Like, we were aimless because we were broke and we didn't really have ways to think about what our ambitions or our future would be based on living in the areas we came from and our upbringings. So we thought, this is kind of as good as it's ever going to get for us.
And so getting into a festival like could lead to better things. And like at the end of the day, even if it led nowhere, it's like, hey, we got to film at a festival.
I really do like think that something like this just comes natural to us. Like, yeah. If we didn't want to do it, it would have stopped. It would have stopped flat right there with like all the end of the woods and stuff.
Oh yeah.
If we didn't want to do this or anything, but we sucked it up.
John, you're in the shot now.
From when he went on vacation, it was getting started back, getting them like, all right, well, I want to film tomorrow, and then you wake up, it's like, oh, I don't feel like doing anything today, and then there was just that one day when it was like, we got to do it regardless. Yeah. And we're not going to be done in time.
It was a do or die day.
But I was working, so I wasn't as involved in that point in time. I was like a cameo character here and there. I was the cowboy drug dealer that got stabbed in the leg. That's another movie I got stabbed in. There's kind of a theme with all my roles. I feel like Ryan might have disliked me there. He felt like in the movie sometimes, like, if I'd get rid of him, it'd be like this. It's a nice good old stabbing. I took it like a champ. I was a sport about everything, getting covered in the fake blood, or yeah, I was just enjoying hanging out.
I don't think there was ever a moment where I said to myself, why are we not happy anymore? I just wanted it to be done. Because I didn't want it to end up like the werewolf movie and we just walked away from it. We just want to finish it.
Caroline, open up.
I don't think sucked.
Do it over. Yeah, that did.
And it didn't get any easier. We just all felt that it was important enough to finish it, to deal and learn how to fix those problems and learn how to get around everything that's going wrong, so we could try for the festival. Like, that was the plan.
Are you guys ready?
And we just worked on that so hard and barely got it in under the wire. Got the movie submitted, and of course they didn't. They were like, "What's this?" But we got a movie done. Made a movie.
That works.
My favorite thing about it, though, was the premiere. Everybody's parents come out, friends from high school, because I was still in high school at the time. Just a bunch of people come out just trying to be supportive. And the longer the movie went, everybody that was in the movie just slowly started crouching and getting lower in their seats, because they're just like, oh, this did not go the way we thought this was going to go. This is a comedy, and it was not meant to be a comedy.
But my grandmother walked out because of the language.
Holy shit, who the fuck are you?
That's foul. That's foul language. I must leave. But yeah, it was neat. It was neat. Like I mean, we made a movie and people got to watch it, and to this day, some people are still like, "Hey, I want to see that movie."
The feeling after the premiere is just like,
Now that we got a movie, like a full movie cutting under our belts, it can only lead to even more success. It just gets better. I can only see ways. I mean, there's always ways to improve, and we can only go up from here. So
I was like proud of this thing we did, and I just wanted to show people. And like it sucks to like not get a response.
We kind of went on a sort of a hiatus from that point, because we thought that was the plan, and then the plan didn't pay off, and so nobody really knew what to do from that point. We really harped on wanting to leave the Appalachians, wanting to leave these areas because of like, look man, everybody around us is poor. We're all like wearing shoes that are worn out and clothes that are got holes in them, and we're all just kind of like, man, like how do we get out of this?
It's like what getting out would be like getting away from a place that's like going downwards. You could sort of raise a family here. You could kind of get a job and get like maybe a factory job or a manufacturing job, or even like work for the city and make enough money to, support yourself. But like that's all gone now, basically. The best you can do in this sort of an area like this anymore is just rely on tourism. And once you start relying on tourism, you basically just rip all the social services out of your town or city. All the money goes into that. All the money goes into this fancy sort of veneer on the outside that people can come and like spend some money at the stores. Then they go home. We didn't want to get tied down by any of this. We thought maybe we can make movies, or maybe we can like get, some recognition, maybe even get technical jobs in the industry. But I mean, just something other than this.
Leave.
As far as Ben goes, we all just kind of petered out, I guess, as a friendship. Like it feels like Ben just kind of moved on from us at a certain point.
He's there one day, then not ever there again.
This is Bradley Wilson as Rapture. I got kicked in the ass. Yeah. That's what it means to wear a helmet.
Don't stop.
Tell us a little bit about Bradley Wilson.
Bradley was a son of a good friend of mine. He was a sweet little boy, nice. His mother tried to raise him, as good as she could, tried to raise him right. He's took a darker path than the rest of you guys.
When's the last time you were here?
Briefly was here for my uncle's funeral, and then before that, ain't no telling. Probably 10 years.
Great grandmother's funeral, like 10, 11 years ago. I don't know when the last time I would have been here for a service. Why did you stop going?
After I got out of high school and everyone else was in college, there's no point anymore. It was just me, and it's just going to be me and old people.
When was the last time you spoke to Brad?
Brad?
Yeah.
So, on the subject of Brad was definitely a wild card. He's an amazing artist.
That's Bradley there.
Brad was always the wildest one. But I remember someone telling me a story where he was chasing a bear cub around with a butterfly net.
No, that happened, didn't it, Jordan? Yeah.
He was if you even breathe like a reckless idea, we're doing it now. Like, he had no fear when it comes to really anything.
Part of it with the age we were when that happened is just thinking you're invulnerable. Like nothing can hurt you.
When's the last time you saw Brad?
Tell me the last time you saw Bradley Wilson.
It's been a few months.
About a year ago in Walmart, he was smoking a cigarette in the store.
He was aimless as we were. We all kind of found each other, and then once things started fizzling, we would try to film things here and there, but what we thought we were doing let us down. Jordan, what are we doing right now?
Trying to hunt down Bradley Wilson.
It's not going well.
My boys.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, you?
Yeah, I'll do good. Hey. Oh, you're soaking wet.
I know, it's raining out there.
I didn't know it was raining. What happened with John?
He had to go back to work.
Well, what his mom said, that he's not doing particularly well. Just not holding up well. She said he's been that way since he got out.
Action! Bradley catching a barrel, take 3. Action.
Toss me in the barrel.
Bradley catching a barrel, take 4. Action.
No, toss me the barrel.
You don't move far enough back. Take 5 on the barrel.
No,
Bradley,
toss
action.
me the barrel.
She thinks it would be a good idea, maybe see some old familiar faces and stuff, but she just doesn't know if he's got the strength right now to do it.
Give me a wave. It's good to see you, Chavez.
It is you too. Love you guys.
Love you.
Mwah.
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 You kind of just think, could I have done something way back when?
People just sort of get caught up in stuff like that all the time because, like, there's just no place like this. There's just no resources. There's no money from any of these huge industries coming into any of these places. All the money's being like taken literally out of the ground. You know, the spar mines, the quartz mines, the building stone, all these raw natural resources are being taken out, sold off, you know, making people rich, all this development. You don't give people a lot of options. You know, they might fall into the wrong stuff.
I pray for him all the time. I pray for all the kids that are addicted to drugs around here that's affected their lives a lot, and hope better for them.
If you live around here and you don't have a hobby or something you're passionate about, you can just go off the rails real quick. There's nothing around that's going to engage you, not in a place like this. And then you're just going to fall in with just like people trying to numb the pain, you know? I mean, I think everyone that lives in America has sort of a baseline, like it feels bad sometimes to live in a place like this. And you got to do what you got to do to make yourself feel normal, I guess.
Difficult place to grow up.
Around here, you gotta be able to get your hands dirty.
It boils down to we're a poor rural region with just people trying to make it, and we're not a very well-funded part of the state.
It's a really beautiful area, but it hides a lot of really messed up stuff.
I mean, you can go from like in the, having, parents had good jobs, pretty good jobs to, well, now they don't have so good jobs, and oh well, now I don't have a house anymore. I know, like for me personally, it was pretty crazy because like, I mean, it wasn't just like losing the house you grew up in. Our spot, this place that I'd, sort of built up for everybody, and it was losing all of that was just heartbreaking. It's not a thing that happens like on purpose, but it's just how, the way the world is.
So this was it's one of the first things we ever shot. It's like the middle of January. It's like 1 a.m.
Come on, man. We gotta go somewhere and film a little bit. I haven't got to do any of the movies, but I want to do a little bit. Come on, John.
And then Jordan just keeps pestering us like, we should go shoot something. I want to shoot something. I want to do something.
We're all staying in the RV. John had an RV. We practically lived in that thing. Anytime we were out of school for a long period of time or so, we all just get our stuff and migrate to this terrible camper. So we decided to do a monster movie. Ryan, he just like takes grease paint and rubs over his eyes and puts in some Halloween Dracula things, so he's our monster.
I would go to stores like the day after Halloween and buy fake blood and makeup and fake teeth, monster teeth, any sort of like props and things that we could have for half off, and just keep it in a big bag just in case happened.
We're just roaming the woods in the middle of the night, and it's a good fun time. We're just playing around, and then we get to the end of the movie. We go to the church, we like lock ourselves in the church van, then boom, there's the monster, just shaking, hitting the windshield and stuff. We get out, we fight the monster, we kill it, and it's like, oh, it's finally down. And about that time, the local meth head finally do it.
I think it's there.
And we just all book it. I don't even know how we even decided which direction to go in, but we just went away. We booked it the hell out of there. We were like, what the fuck was that? Someone is literally shooting at us.
That's my friends. That's who's shooting.
Shut up. Yeah. Oh shit, we better move though before you get that one. Whoever it is. I guess it was decided at some point that we're gonna march up the hill in single file with our hands up and say, we're just making a movie, don't shoot us.
We're not trying to break into anything. We're just making a movie. Show them the camera. See? Not trying to break into anything. We don't want to get shot. We're just... Sorry, we'll go home.
So we're walking up the hill. Quickly identify the source of the gunfire. It's a gentleman that's been my neighbor, and I've known him for a long time. He lives right down the road from me. And he is firing off shotguns because he's concerned at all the noise we're making in the middle of the night.
No. We're just... Whoa, hey, we're not breaking into anything. We're going home. It's us, man. Whoa, sir, please.
I get spooked and I immediately start running off. I just decided to just get out of there because the thinking at the time was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start running, and I hope they follow me.
I got a camera.
It's Jimmy Cruzon.
I have the camera, and I come back and say, hey, I have the camera. I was gonna walk up there and give it to him, but Brad immediately walks up to me, grabs it, and says,
Here, give me the camera.
He's just shooting up in there. He's just.
Well, here's the camera.
Hey, I'm coming up, all right? One at a time, all right? All right.
straight up the hill towards the danger with the camera. That's just the kind of person he was.
We got a toy pistol and put it down on the ground.
You goddamn well better.
You know, I'm gonna show him the footage, and he realizes it's still recording.
Here, just put play on it.
Let's play on that thing right there.
Here, let me find it for you. Well, it's still recording.
He kind of trapped us. He's like, I want to see the camera. He pulls us up, take us into a shed behind his trailer, which was dumb on us to even decide that was a good idea, but we were terrified because we were being held at gunpoint. Boys, I'm a little drunk, and I'm a little high right now. Boys, it's 2 a.m. People are trying to sleep. And Bradley had the wonderful counterline is, well, we ain't the assholes shooting guns out in the middle of the night.
He doesn't have the shed out back anymore, but out back behind it was where the shed was. And that was the first of 3 times that I've been shot at in my life.
As you would if you were a person living in the South. That's a complete, you know how many people shoot guns around here? Honestly surprised guns haven't went off here yet. It was pretty crazy. Like it was just like, we were just like, that was weird, wasn't it? We rolled back that footage and watched it and we're like, damn, that was wild. Let's I don't know, let's just table that for a while. You know, we're just like, yeah, we're never going to talk about this again. That was a crazy thing we all went through. It literally took like 2 days or so, and we're just like, this is awesome. We got to show everybody.
Then we did another one with more people, tons of the monsters running around.
Oh God. You know how you'll pay like $10 to walk through a haunted house? That's kind of what we did. We had the monsters stationed in all these areas.
Holy shit, there's another one.
And we were just gonna like come through, you know, follow this path, get attacked. We had a couple of story beats.
Oh.
And somehow we did it. It didn't look great. But like it was kind of a cool idea. Literally probably 50 yards away from where we were shot at. Yeah, we didn't care. Shoot as many guns at us as you want. We're not gonna stop.
Here he comes.
That was the last hurrah where everyone was involved. All of us. And that was kind of the last one. It's hard to make things. I don't know if a lot of people don't realize it. Like, it is a process of learning how to make things look decent.
Hey, John Crossan. I'm a filmmaker.
Half of my interest in like doing movies and filming stuff was like trying to like figure out how, you know, the movies I really liked, how like they were made and how people made, you know, certain shots and certain things look so good, and being able to like kind of try to do that too was really fun and really interesting and really engaging. It kept me like wanting to like pursue things and like wanting to like be creative. Even if I was trapped, I'd have something to do and something to sort of pour myself into. Even if it was like, at the end of the day, just didn't look anything like any of that stuff.
Dude, because when you cut the light out, it went to total darkness. That's awesome. That was like the coolest shot in the world, man.
At a certain point, I realized what was the true crux of wanting to be a filmmaker, at least for me.
Get this right here.
This is fun.
Wait.
I think it helped bring more fun into my life at that point in time.
Let's just make as many movies as we can. Fake trailers, blowing shit up, catching things on fire, hurting each other, wrestling, jumping off the RV. Anything and everything we can do with a camera. I would just do whatever it takes to keep making movies with my friends for the rest of my life.
I think it gave us the excuse, though, like, hang out. And it was a great time in my life. It was just...
We were not the only ones anywhere, like within the Appalachians, within the South, within this country that grew up with an experience like this. Like, we're definitely not an outlier.
Oh, no. I mean, that's everywhere. People get in groups and stuff just because of a common interest, and that becomes their thing. You need a support system.
Well, Matt pretty much got kicked off the hill. Ow. Baker's ankle's twisted.
Good job.
James has a hole in his pants. Cody Swan can't have kids anymore.
Sorry.
You guys are okay?
I think I'll live.
Guess what? It doesn't matter when you're making fucking millions of dollars for this.
Yeah, I see the Washingtons.
I don't know if it's like that time frame itself. Oh, we always reminisce. Everybody loves to reminisce and just remember the fun times and all that. But I couldn't imagine my life without these people in my life, without them helping me become the person I am.
Even if you don't, like, you know, make it or whatever that even means anymore. Like, it's about having relationships with people and people that you love and respect and admire. And I don't think I would have I just don't know if I would have that necessarily without, like, everything that happened before and all, like, the, you know, the time we spent working at, like, film stuff and just everything.
Shit, dumbass. That's the most fun I've had in my life. I hope you guys know that.
That must have been motherfucking dog, man.
Oh, okay. I'm recording, bitch.
All right.
We homeless person sleeping under there.
Guess what? Camera's going night-night. Good night, honey. Good night.
Well, I mean, you had a ball, I reckon, and...
Has he ever told you about the old days? About how he used to be rambunctious? What did he say? You record on your phone a lot?
It's
gone. Do you like to film stuff?
Yeah.
It was ingrained in me watching y'all doing it all them years, and then Carly seeing me do it. That's what she does with 90% of her time, you know, making videos.
I usually do like outside videos.
Like what?
Just recording outside.
But nothing in particular?
Sometimes.
It soothes the soul, but no, she loves videos. Anything to do with video.
Does that make you proud?
Yeah, God, yeah. I love how she's ambitious.
I used to have a YouTube channel when I was little, but
You're still little. What do you like to shoot?
my friends.
Well, I wonder how the old folks are home. I wonder if they miss me when I'm gone. I wonder if they pray for a boy isn't away and left his dear old parents all alone. I can see the rest going in life. How does that go? Shit, I know if I think. When they say I want goodbye, well, I wonder how the old folks are alone. You can see the cattle on the land. You see the blue grass where I belong. Just give that boy goodbye. I wonder how the old folks are home.
say earlier about the cook?
There's a cook in here and he needs kissing.